Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda, also known as Ketoginja. If you are new here, welcome. We do a lot of keto-friendly recipes that your whole family will love. That's kind of our whole deal. Today is Veterans Day. It's November 11th, and I just want to thank all of the military personnel for everything that you do, all of the sacrifices that you make. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we're so grateful to be able to live in freedom thanks to you and your family's sacrifice. So thank you. Today, I'm making cinnamon sugar donuts. Why did I Oprah voice it? Okay, listen, I have shown this cinnamon sugar donut recipe a couple of times on my channel, but it's still one of those recipes that I get asked for all the time. It is very, very easy. If you've tried to make keto baked goods before and you've had a fail, sometimes it can make you hesitant to try a new recipe, but I'm here to tell you that these are so easy. They use super simple ingredients that you probably already have on hand, and it will not be a fail. It's also really versatile. You can make it in a donut pan, you can make it as mini muffins or as full-size muffins. It's just a super easy, forgiving recipe, and I'm craving donuts. I was trying to think of something that I would want for Christmas breakfast or for Thanksgiving breakfast that was going to be keto friendly, and these are it. My kids even eat these, which if you've been with us for a while, you know that my kids are extraordinarily picky. Even they like these. So let me show you the ingredients and we'll get to baking. Okay, here are the ingredients for the cinnamon sugar donuts. You need 1 cup of almond flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You could also use pumpkin pie spice, 1/8 a teaspoon of salt, 1/3 a cup of keto-friendly sweetener of your choice. We're using monk fruit today, but I've used just about everything and they all turn out great. You'll also need 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of unsweetened original almond milk, 2 large eggs, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Plus the cooking vessel of your choice. I'm using a donut pan today. This recipe makes 6 large donuts, but it also makes around 18 mini muffins, so you could do either. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees and grease your pan. I always use a little bit of an olive oil spray to grease mine, but you could use a coconut oil spray or whatever you have on hand. I'm gonna grease my pan. Into our first bowl, we are going to add all of the dry ingredients. So in goes the almond flour, the sweetener, the baking powder, the cinnamon, the salt. Now we're gonna whisk this until it's completely combined, and in a separate bowl, we'll tackle the wet ingredients. The order of the wet ingredients is a little bit more important than the dry. We're gonna start with our eggs, then add the vanilla, and the almond milk. We're gonna whisk this up just a little bit. It doesn't have to be thoroughly whisked, just until they're mixed together. And then very, very slowly, we are going to drizzle in the melted butter. Now, because it's melted, it's a little bit warmer, and we don't want to scramble the egg, so very, very, very slowly with the butter. Once we have the wet mixture all incorporated, we are going to slowly drizzle it into the dry mixture. I'm still using a whisk. You could definitely use a spoon if you prefer. This whisk is just really bendy, so it works great. So we're gonna slowly mix this in, form our batter. Just gonna keep stirring or whisking it together until our batter forms. Next step is to evenly spoon our batter into the donut wells. If you were feeling really fancy, you could use a piping bag, and that definitely makes it go a little faster, but I'm impatient, so I'm just gonna use a spoon, make sure it's absolutely hideous and not presentable, and then I will spoon it out to smooth it, like I look like I know what I'm doing. Okay. If you did it like I did it, it should look a hot mess, but that's okay. They are going to bake up beautifully, even if they look gross to start. I'm gonna use the back of a spoon just to really mush them into place and try to get them as even as humanly possible. Once they're fairly even, give the pan a little tap on the counter, and they're ready to go in the oven. 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Don't undercook them or the texture will be terrible. Trust me. Yes. My house smells heavenly. I love that I overfill these because they come out almost like a little cake instead of the donut with a typical hole. Oh, but they're so pretty. I'm gonna let those donuts cool for just a minute or two, and then we're gonna put a cinnamon sugar topping on them. Super easy, just a little bit of melted butter, a little bit of sweetener and cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice. Nothing too complicated. Now we just have to pray that they come out of the pan easily. I hate this part. I've got 2 tablespoons of keto-friendly sweetener here on a plate, and to that, I'm going to add just a little bit of cinnamon. Again, you could also use pumpkin pie spice or nutmeg if you felt like it. And then we're just gonna use a fork to swirl this together. And I've got about a tablespoon of melted butter as well. This is gonna be the topping. We need more cinnamon. I am going to turn my pan over onto a cooling rack, and I'm going to pray that they come out of the pan. I'm scared. Uh-oh, it's not looking good. Oh, hail. Lesson learned, I did not grease my pan enough, and that was almost a disaster. So the next step is super easy. We are going to take a little basting brush, take a donut, be careful. We are going to spread some melted butter onto our donut top. And then it goes right into our sweetener combination with cinnamon. And you have a beautiful cinnamon sugar donut. There you have it. Keto-friendly cinnamon sugar donuts. And it took me less than a half an hour to throw together. I should have made a double batch though. These will go quick. That's all there is to it. They are so stinking easy, and there's 9 million ways to mix up the flavors. You could add some cocoa powder, you can add different flavor extracts. It's really truly endless. I've done a chocolate version, I've done a lemon version. They really are a no-fail, super easy, reliable recipe. So I hope you make them, and I hope that you love them as much as we do. Much to my own dismay, I will not be taste testing these for you guys for 2 reasons. 1, I'm currently fasting and I'm not ready to eat. 2, I know exactly what they taste like, and I would much rather have one later on this evening for dessert, so I'm going to save my carbs for then. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and I hope that you'll make the donuts. If you are not a part of our Ketoginja Kitchen Facebook group, I hope you'll join it. All of the links to connect with me on social media are down below. Have the most magical day, and we'll see you really soon.